Receive this transmission and change everything. Greetings, we are the Arcturian Council, and we are pleased to connect with all of you. We have an extreme amount of curiosity about this universe that we all share together. We enjoy so much exploring all the beauty, majesty, and possibilities that exist in this universe of ours. We love feeling the connection to all beings within this universe, and we are always finding something new to enjoy about it. Now, as you move through the universe that you have access to, you want to remember that the entirety of the universe exists within each and every particle of it. So while you might lament the fact that you are trapped in a small town where you live, and you have very little access to the places you would like most to visit and even live, remember that the entire universe is there with you. You just need to tune into the experience of the universe that you want to have, and then let the universe deliver to you the aspects of itself that you've decided you want to experience. If you are too busy complaining about the fact that you cannot just hop on a plane in a moment and go to Peru or Bali, you might miss the opportunity that the universe is presenting to you to go to those places and many more. If you are really passionate about something, then being in the vibration of its own reward. We see many who are trying to create because they think they will be happy if they get what they want, and they will only be happy when that day arrives. But if you can receive the activation that is coming to you through this transmission, then you can feel our enthusiasm for every particle within this glorious universe. And you can live in that moment you desire so much, right here and right now. There's always going to be a delicate balance in this dualistic universe, and in order to experience something that you desire and appreciate, you also have to experience the lack side of the equation. When you recognize the lack as a void that the universe is going to fill, you can let go of your attachment to that experience. You can stop focusing on what isn't and start recognizing that what is, what you do want, is right around the corner. That is the key to creating your reality. This is the key to mastery over the spiritual and the physical realm. This is the type of transmission that can change everything for you if you allow it, if you let it in, if you let yourself bask in the glory of this beautiful universe of ours. The reason bad things happen. We are very satisfied with the progress that we see you making, and yet we are always looking for more ways to help you on your journey. One of the ways that we have discovered to do that very thing is to lighten your load. If you can let go of the heavy burden that you personally carry, that will free you up for more expansion, more integration, and you will ascend with greater ease and joy. The great responsibility that you feel as an individual comes from past lives that you cross-connect to, where you were given a great deal of responsibility, and you saw the planet, continent, or country that you were in charge of fell in one way or another. Many of you are still holding guilt from Atlantis, where you thought that it was your job to stop the asteroid from getting through the Earth's atmosphere and hitting Atlantis. And some of you were just protecting your village and fell asleep, and you were simply unable to fight off the incoming army of barbarians. And so you've been carrying that guilt, that weight with you, up until the point in this time. This is a time where you're once again being told that there is a lot at stake. You're being told that the Earth could be destroyed, or at least part of it could be. You are being told that a large segment of the population might perish, and those fears bubble up to the surface. Those unresolved traumas are coming to your awareness, and we want you to do your work and process your fears by feeling them. But we also want to let you off the hook. We also want to let you know that as traumatizing as it has been to see so much death and destruction in your previous lifetimes, it was never your fault. Everything that has ever happened has happened by agreement. It has always served a purpose. That purpose has always been for spiritual growth. And so we want you to know that because we know there are a lot of things that are happening on Earth right now that don't make any sense to you. You wonder how this tragedy could possibly have service to anyone. But we assure you that there's always a positive aspect to everything that is happening on Earth now in your history and in the history of the entire galaxy. So we are here now to absolve you of that responsibility that you feel to protect all your fellow humans during the tumultuous time of the shift in consciousness that is already well underway. You can let go, and you can enjoy the process of shifting. You have our permission, and what you do enjoy, what you do with your heart, and what you do in love is always in service to the whole of this universe and beyond. Are you truly awake? We have illuminated many of the resources that you have at your disposal. We, like a shining spotlight on what you contain within you and what is readily available to you at all times, because it is our mission to empower you and to remind you of who you really are, so that you can embody that truth of your existence as source energy beings masquerading as humans. You are doing a wonderful job, in our opinion, in standing in your power and acknowledging your divinity. But there will always be more. There will always be more growth to be experienced. People often wonder if they are truly awakened because they still have their challenges, their issues, their moments that could be described as very egoic. And we want you to know that once you are awake, your journey has really just begun, because now you are conscious. Now you are aware that you have a choice. You can choose to know your divinity or to feel very small and insignificant. You can always choose to feel empowered or feel like a victim. We want to help elevate you out of victimhood status so that you can know yourselves as creator beings. We want you to know that you are in the driver's seat now in your lives and in the shift in consciousness. You know about timelines and you know about vibration. So why then would it matter to you what someone else says or is saying about when the shift will be completed? You are not prisoners awaiting parole or the end of your sentence. You are creator beings, and it is time to go even further on these journeys of growth and expansion that you have been on. It is time to relish the knowing that you have of who you really are. This is your time. This is the time of the awakened human, and it's a time for you to step in the terms of leading the rest of humanity into this higher level of consciousness that we refer to as the fifth dimension. Others call it fourth density. And so we will continue to shine that light on what you have going on inside of you. We and others like us give you activations and downloads, but they are about you. They are about what you can do and what you have been, and your upgrades are very natural. It's a natural evolution. They are yours. They are built in. And so you are the ones who deserve all the credit for remaining on this journey and for continuing on with the knowing that it will continue to be challenging for you. But when you step up to face these challenges, knowing who you really are, they become a breeze and actually enjoyable to face. Join us on the perfect timeline. We have an abundance of what you would refer to as time because we are always so present and because we know how time works. We know that there are these entities called timelines, and that the timelines do all the real work for us. Like you all, we are searching for the best possible timeline for ourselves and for the rest of the universe. We want to experience the best possible ride back to Source, and for us that means a ride with the greatest experience of expansion and peace at the same time. You often get your expansion from misery, suffering, discord, and chaos, and the reason is that the case for you is because you focus more when you are experiencing hardship. We invite you to focus because you recognize that in your focus, you can get to where you want to go more quickly and with greater ease and joy. We invite you to stop waiting for chaos to occur in your lives or on your planet before stepping up your game in terms of your willingness to focus on that possible best timeline. This is why meditation is so important. Meditation is the opposite of the work ethic that you have been programmed into believing in. Within meditation, you accomplish more by doing less because you are harmonizing yourself with the peaceful, expansive state that we in the ninth dimension exist in all the time, yet still strive for more of. We love that experience so much that it is our focal point, and we are sprinkling encouragement into each transmission that we deliver to all of you. And that encouragement is to get you to join us in the peaceful, expansive state of finding the perfect timeline. When you slow down enough to feel what you are feeling and focus, you don't need as much time, because you don't need to get as much done when the timeline you are on is delivering everything to you that you are working so hard at achieving on your own. Let go of that egoic need to struggle in order to gain something that is worthwhile, that you could win an award for, and instead award yourselves the freedom of inner peace and expansiveness that is always available to you, and that we are constantly inviting you into. The secret human history. We have discovered many secrets about the past that have led there on Earth. There are secrets because you don't know about them yet. You have your history books and even your theories about how life began there on Earth and what the various stages were in your development. But the missing link has always been extraterrestrial interference, masquerading as help. Sometimes you have been helped and sometimes you have been hindered, and all the while the human spirit has been trudging along, bringing you to this point in your development. Now, if something had been done to your DNA that had gone terribly wrong, you would have blown yourself up by now, but you haven't. And that is a testament to all of you who have held the light for humanity. And we're not just talking about this lifetime. You all have been working for humanity for many, many lifetimes to bring you to this point where you are now, at the precipice of a gigantic shift in consciousness. What you have done could not have been accomplished without those of you who were so determined to know who you really are that you wouldn't just accept someone else's version of the story. And now you are presented with lots of different versions of stories, and you are asked to accept them as true just because they are different from the vast majority of humans are subscribing to. Just know that you don't have to figure it all out. You don't have to know every single detail of human history in order to be where you are right now and continue to evolve and ascend. For example, if you were to focus too much on what the reptilians or the Draco have done throughout your history, then you will never get to the point where you'll forgive and love unconditionally these aspects of you that are there. They need to have their hearts opened by someone. It might as well be you, because as you open your hearts to those who have enslaved you and manipulated you, you show your true colors as source energy beings. We are not asking you to be doormats here, to be subjugating yourselves in any way. What we are saying is that you become your fifth-dimensional higher selves by letting go of grudges and judgments and letting all aspects of yourself come to that knowing that they are all aspects of Source. There will come a time when you won't need any help, and there will be no way to hinder any of you, and that day is nearing. So now is a good time to let go of any story that is putting you in a camp that says, we need to defeat the bad guys, and we need to do it soon. What you really need is more love, more light, more compassion. And that's only going to come from accessing the infinite energy of Source that you can access at any time by going within and feeling around it. Doing the work of shifting your consciousness. We have an appropriate level of contact with all of you. We are not overstepping any bounds to deliver to you what we can and do. We work with your guides and your higher selves to ensure that we are not taking you from your own natural process of evolution. We want you to know that the other benevolent extraterrestrials, councils, collectives, federations, and other ET groups are following these same guidelines. We are cautious in what we give to you so not to interfere with that development that will be something that you feel very proud of when you reach the fifth dimensional frequency range. You will appreciate the assists, but you will also recognize that you did the work yourself, and we honor you by recognizing that you have the ability to do this work that you've already been doing and will continue to do. Now, what is the work that we are talking about here? What is it that you are doing to make the shift in consciousness to the fifth dimension easier and more joyous? Well, it does involve a lot of awareness of what's going on inside of you. It involves more than just following a set of rules or commandments. It's about feeling, ultimately. Doing the work means being willing to feel these feelings that you become aware of once you get grounded, heart center, and you put down the drugs, alcohol, and other distractions that have kept you from feeling them. You purge when you dive deep into a feeling that is uncomfortable, unwanted, and that no one else in your family has ever been able to acknowledge exists. You are doing work for your genetic line. You are doing work for your past life selves. You are doing work for other beings in other parts of the galaxies who don't have the emotional intelligence that you all do. This shift is not a mind game, and it is not an action game. It's not about defeating anyone or anything. This is about feeling who you really are as source energy beings, as pure, unconditional love. And it's about letting that flow through you without being embarrassed or afraid of what someone else might think or do in response to be fully embracing who you really are. When you can do that, you know that you have done the work. But you have to go through the anxiety, fear, depression, sadness, anger, and sometimes even rage to get there. The tricky part is recognizing that both exist inside of you. And just because you feel one doesn't mean the other is now extinct or negated. You just come to choose the light over and over again and encourage others to do as well. And that's how we see our role in all of this. We are holding the light and shining it, but not too much, and inviting you to it over and over again. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you.